How's it going, folks? Today I'm going to be checking out a band called Armed Cloud, and the name of this song is Angel of Frost featuring Marcela, Bovio. And they have a new album coming out May 25th, if I'm not mistaken, so right around the corner, not too far away. I've never heard of this band before. This is a first time listen to this band in general for me, and I was just very curious to see what they got and get an idea of what we can expect on the album and all that good stuff. So I always like checking out bands for the first time for me, and it's always fun. It's always interesting. So with that being said, let's give this bad boy a listen, shall we? Rangers, go.
Turns to frown, the search for eternity. Don't take away what I found. Your feet on the ground to solve this inequity. I'm frozen in catastrophe. Don't care about the failure of morality. Trapped inside this harmony, I find the world unchanged by misery. Whoa, a frozen angel comes to me in dreams, cradling me to sleep. Her icy fingers touch my soul. I find the fear that makes me whole. Don't let the world track you down. The smile turns to frown. The search for tranquility. Don't take away what I found. My feet off the ground can solve this inequity. I'm frozen in catastrophe. Don't care about the failure of morality. Trapped inside this harmony, I find the world unchanged by misery.
Interesting here. It's a bit of a mixed bag for me, this song. There's some elements that I really, really, really like, and then some elements that, I don't quite care for as much. This song is a bit rough around the edges and, could benefit from just kind of being tweaked a little bit and cleaned up a bit, in my opinion. It gets a little muddied there, like especially around like the middle and all of that sort of stuff. But at any rate, the beginning, I love that beginning. I love that guitar, boom, 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 boom. I mean, that's just really, really tight. I love that vibe and that rhythm and that heaviness, and it was really cool. It really set my expectations for the song very high right off the rip. I mean, killer way to start the song. And then in between that, you get like the drum fill, and it just really cool. It really has it just oozes style and has such a cool vibe and atmosphere and feeling. And I just loved that. I really, really loved that. The guitar, the tone of it just kind of resonates, and it's just really cool. I just loved that big time. And then you got that in other spots throughout the song too. And every time that hit, it was just really, really cool. And then it kind of goes into the verse, and yeah, I don't mind the verse. I thought the verse was pretty good. It keeps that rhythm up for the most part, and even the vocal melody and the lines, it all kind of follows that similar format where it's staying relatively rhythmic and nothing too fancy, and it just keeps the feeling up and all that stuff. But when things kind of took a turn for me is when that first chorus hit. It was just a little bit jarring, that transition. And then even the chorus itself, I just feel like it doesn't shine the way that it should. It just feels like it doesn't really capture. It follows a similar kind of vibe as the verses in a sense. It just, with the delivery of it and all that stuff, it just doesn't quite really rise up and out of the rest of the song, and just like, here's the chorus and all that, because the melody is pretty simple, and I don't know, it just doesn't stand out enough from like the verses. And it also, it's weird. It's kind of like a contradiction, I guess, because it doesn't quite stand out from the verses, but then it also feels kind of jarring going to that from the verses. Like, it doesn't feel like a smooth transition. It's almost like a stop, and then you get this other thing that is similar to the verses, but a little bit different. And it doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't quite sit right, within what am I trying to say? Within the contents of the rest of the song. It just kind of feels like you jump out of the song for the chorus, and then you kind of jump back in to the song. It just it's interesting, so I definitely think the chorus could be tweaked to have a smoother transition and have a little bit of a melody that kind of differentiates itself a little bit more from the verses. It just feels a little bit smoother in there. Also in the chorus, I feel like, I don't know if it's in the mix or the mastering or all that, but the two vocals, it just feels like they clash too hard. Like, they don't feel like they're as much in harmony. It just feels like the two voices are clashing. And so you don't get that nice combination of their voice that just really, kind of soars and all that. It just feels like they're at odds with one another. And again, that could be in the mix or something. But yeah, that's another thing that kind of put me off from the chorus, is I couldn't really get into the groove of it because the voices are just really, really clashing. So maybe, perhaps it could be tweaked in the mix or whatnot, but as an alternate option. I feel like it could have been cool to just have the female vocals in the chorus, because that would have also helped kind of differentiate itself from the rest of the song, because you hear his voice throughout the whole song, and so maybe it would have been cool instead to opt for the chorus to just be the guest vocalist, the female vocals, and that would have helped it stand out, a little bit more and differentiate itself, and maybe not feel like it comes in like so hard and just it feels jarring in the context of the rest of the song. So I don't know, perhaps that would have worked. I would have liked, I'd like to hear that and see how it would fit in with the rest of the song. But that's my take is I think that would have been great to just have the chorus be the female vocals and then go back to the male vocals for the rest of the song. And then as the song goes, the structure starts to get a little bit muddied, in my opinion. It just, I kind of lost track of like, okay, where are we in this song? Kind of what's going on? It feels like there's just a lot of verses, a lot of, different things happening in there, and just a lot of it. And the song could have had some more time to breathe, maybe had a more extended instrumental section. A little bit more of the keyboard would have been cool. I liked what was in there, but I think a little bit more keyboard also in the background could have helped push the song forward a little bit more and add a nice outer layer to the song. Because at its core, they got that killer guitar riff and the riffs throughout that work really well. And so complementing that with more keyboard, I think, would have been helpful. Because, like I said, everything just kind of starts getting muddied, as the song goes on, and then to where I was just kind of lost track, and then like the chorus would hit again, and then, it just structure-wise, it just started falling a little flat, in my opinion. So that's really kind of my take on it. Those are the two big things. The chorus could be tweaked, and just the structure of the song. Sometimes less is more, maybe less vocals in some sections, because it kind of just starts to feel like it's running on and on and on. And, as a listener, you kind of start checking out. You kind of start losing focus of the song. So I think at its heart, there's definitely something here, but definitely needs some TLC, in my humble opinion. But that's really kind of my thoughts on that. And, I'm definitely going to check out the album May 25th, I believe it is. I'm very curious to see what else they got. But, that's that. So let me know in the comments down below, folks. What do you think of this song? Are you going to check out the album in May? All that good stuff. Let's talk about it in the comments down below. And I'll catch you all next time. Ranger out.